With man of the match Michael Atherton back to his best form and the poor form of the South African bowlers, you would have expected England to have been buoyant moving on to the second Test match. The crowd at Edgbaston had yet again supported England vociferously, and the home players enjoyed the Birmingham atmosphere, so it was perhaps a shame for England that the second Test was in the altogether calmer gathering at headquarters, where overseas teams have prospered over many years now. More cloudy skies and a Lord's pitch offering exaggerated movement for the seamers signalled a return to form of Messrs Donald, Pollock and Klusener. But the key to the South African success was the continued brilliance of Jonty Rhodes, who had been a borderline selection ahead of Brian McMillan for the first Test. Having been put in by England, South Africa had slipped to 46 for 4, all 4 wickets going to Dominic Cork. Rhodes then shared in a South African record partnership of 184 with his captain, Hansie Cronje, who scored 81, to record a magnificent second Test 100, which was later to earn him the Man of the Match award.
Rhodes played out of his skin, I thought, for most of the series. Certainly I didn't think he could play as well as that.
Good shot. There is a man out there. He's not going to get to it. Steve James. Jonty Rhodes is so quick onto these.
Hansie and I batted really well for a period. We ran well. We scored the fours off the bad balls, and all of a sudden we got ourselves out of trouble, which was for us it went really well.
It'll amaze a lot of people in England that Jonty Rhodes hasn't made more Test hundreds than the 2 he has made to date. A terrific player to watch, but the difference in Jonty Rhodes now and a year ago is that he's become more than just a good one-day player. He's playing straight, he's worked very hard at this, and you'll see some of the terrific strokes that he played through this series were back down the ground for 4, and this is the sign that Jonty Rhodes has now become a top Test player.
To take Jonty Rhodes through to 100. 3 runs, that pull at a mid-wicket. He's reached what must be every visiting cricketer's dream. The 100 at Lord's, and none of those boys are going to begrudge him that. He's played beautifully for South Africa, both in the first Test in Birmingham and now here at Lord's.
A few years ago, Fanie de Villiers hit Devon Malcolm on the head, which spurred him into action. On this occasion, Dean Headley had bowled a lot of short pitch deliveries to Alan Donald, which perhaps wasn't the most intelligent thing to do.
Every fast bowler goes out there, and if you don't get bounced, you know there's something wrong. But he gave me a hurry up, and I was caught on the hop a little bit, and I had to sort of get myself going, and I think my concentration became far more greater, and I was really looking forward to getting out there. And it was a perfect time to bowl as well. 14 overs at the end of the day, and it really myself and Sean ran in very hard, and we got 3 wickets at the end of the day.
There's the first one. That looked as though it took Atherton by surprise, a little bit quicker, and getting up at him.
There was a Test debut for Steve James of Glamorgan, but this was no place for batsmen, and England were whittled out for a mere 110.
The key to me was getting Atherton out. Sean Pollock bowled a terrific ball to him, bounced a little bit outside off stump and got him out, got the debutant out straight away, James, and also got Alex Stewart out. So it was 3 big wickets for us on the second day. That set up the whole Test match.
Mark Ramprakash appeared to be a bit unlucky, but he was still fined after the match for showing dissent.
That is out. He's over, I'm afraid.
Might have been a bit of dissent here.
Second time round, following on, England made more of a fight of it, briefly with Atherton and Stewart, and largely through Nasser Hussain, who made a magnificent 105. But the familiar England collapse was all too evident again. At one time, 222 for 3, with Dean Headley being one of those wickets, England then lost their last 7 wickets for 42 runs. To make matters worse for England, they were bowled out by the lesser lights this time, Klusener, Callis and Adams. Callis in particular bowled magnificently and swung the ball prodigiously, to leave South Africa needing only 15 to win, which they did by 10 wickets.
That is an absolute clinker.
But now for the vital Test match at Old Trafford.